We would like to welcome you once again to a brand new exciting episode of Coffee Volter. Well, today we're going to continue with the saga of the Phoenix Lords. And today we're going to introduce a Lady Phoenix who didn't exist in my time. As a matter of fact, we used to have some extensive and detailed discussions within the community about the specific reasons why the Warp Spiders didn't have their own dedicated Phoenix Lord, or even a Lady Phoenix to lead them. So, well, it is important to note that over the many passing years, Games Workshop has gradually released several impressive new Phoenix Lords for the Eldar range, and one of the most notable among them, of course, was the mysterious figure known as Lhykhis, who is famously referred to as the Whispering Web in the deep lore of the universe. And honestly, if we look at it, the current and only model of Lhykhis that we have right now is absolutely amazing. She features those iconic 6 powerful arms and carries a pretty menacing stalking appearance that really makes her stand out as a truly formidable presence in the game's world. So let's take a deep dive into her fascinating story, exploring exactly how she ascended to become a legendary Phoenix Lord, the mysterious reasons why she has remained so carefully hidden from the galaxy for so long, and of course a detailed look at her magnificent and powerful panoply. So, well, let's get started, so make yourselves comfortable because we're about to begin. Lhykhis, known as the Whispering Web, is the Phoenix Lord and founder of the Aspect Warriors, Warp Spiders of the Eldar from the craft worlds of Jarades. Seen in the battle records of the 41st millennium, the Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders was considered apocryphal by Imperial scholars. There was a time when she was absent for so long that even the Eldar themselves believed her lost. More recently, however, Lhykhis has returned, becoming one of the most active Phoenix Lords in the Indomitus era and traveling across the galaxy from end to end to defend the Asuryani wherever she is most needed. She possesses unparalleled mastery in the brief jumps through the warp that her aspect shrine uses to ambush its prey, unmatched even by her exarchs. And the sudden speed and ferocity of her assaults explain why Imperial commanders took so long to even confirm her existence. The danger posed by such frequent incursions into the Immaterium would make even the most seasoned autarchs hesitate, but Lhykhis plunges into that hellish realm again and again without the slightest hesitation. Let's take a look at her story. The Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders is Lhykhis, the Whispering Web. She is the reincarnated will of the Eldar god of war, Kaila Menshakaine, risking everything for victory, emerging from nowhere to engage the enemy in close combat, before slipping back into the warp, where a completely different kind of foe awaits her. Lhykhis is considered reckless even among her peers, the other Phoenix Lords. Despite the dangers, she is known for repeatedly plunging into the warp without any fear, using her keen sense of navigation to venture farther and with greater precision toward her chosen destination through the Immaterium than even the oldest Warp Spider Exarchs would dare. However, when the Asuryani need her, Lhykhis always ends up emerging from the warp to deliver them from damnation. The unique aspect armor she wears features 4 additional arms, 2 wielding an exclusive pair of death spinners, while the others end in sinister-looking monofilament weapons reminiscent of the infamous Harlequin's Kiss. Even with such an arsenal at her disposal, Lhykhis' most dangerous weapon is the crackling power sword Batarkan, also known as the Tearweaver, so sharp that it can rend the very fabric of reality and open micro rifts into the warp. Due to Lhykhis' tendency to disappear into the warp for long periods of time, many Asuryani long believed that the Warp Spiders lacked any known Phoenix Lords. I used to think so too. However, a report from an Astra Militarum unit during the Indomitus era indicated that an ancient Eldar relic armor had been found. Although it was recovered by the Eldar of the Craft Worlds before it could be incinerated by the Imperial Guardsmen, the few human remains left after the attack indicated that the attackers were Warp Spiders. The Astra Militarum Company commander was summarily executed for his lack of foresight and for failing to provide adequate guard over the Xeno relics. It is likely that the armor in question was the unique Phoenix armor suit of Lhykhis, which was believed to be lost. Its recovery by the warp spiders allowed their Phoenix Lord to be reborn once again after a long absence. Lhykhis is also called Lhycosidae, and we're about to see why. Because Lhykhis was often absent in the warp for long periods of time, many Eldar from the craft worlds believed for a long time that the warp spiders had no known Phoenix Lord. Instead, those who vaguely remembered the truth claimed that the legendary Eldar warrior Lhycosidae, known on the craft world Kaelor simply as the Wraith Spider, was probably the Phoenix Lord of the warp spiders. This mythical aspect warrior lives on in the legends of the Kaelorians, who claim that she is a renegade exarch who appears once every few Terran millennia to bring justice and peace to their craft world. It is said that she will rise from among the ranks of the warp spiders, although her power will surpass that of any other. A copy of the work known as the Bow of Destiny, kept in the library of House Ansgar in Kaelor, even claims that the wars of the craft worlds were won by Kaelor thanks to the timely arrival of the spectral spider in Kaelor. There were various theories surrounding Lhycosidae. Some claimed that the descriptions of the warrior indicated she was a Phoenix Lord, one of the Asuria, although Kaelorian tradition actually ignored the originator of the warp spider aspect. However, other Kaelorians argued that the warp spider had taken with her the essential soul of the warp spiders, being more of a spiritual awakening than the discovery or assumption of the armor of a fallen Phoenix Lord, as happens in the main aspect temples. Among the beliefs held by the Kaelor aspect of the warp spiders is the idea that the warp spider is a monumental force of purification. This view arises from the belief that the warp spiders take their name and power from the tiny crystalline creatures that roam the webway and the infinity circuit of the craft world, which they cleanse of Noeldar psychic energy. Thus, it is said that Lhycosidae will return to Kaelor at the moment of greatest corruption and decadence. Baalum the Silver, a powerful forger of Kaelorian wraithbone, holds his own interesting interpretation of this myth, as he believes that the warp spider is a personification of wraithbone, a Shael, a being of wraithbone manifested directly in organic form. Well, let's see what panoply liquididat is carrying. What equipment? And let's start, of course, with the Phoenix armor. This uniquely styled armor worn by Lhykhis features 4 additional arms. 2 are equipped with an exclusive pair of death spinners, while the others end in sinister-looking monofilament weapons that evoke the infamous Harlequin's kiss. The suit contains Lhykhis' spirit stones, which hold the souls of every warp spider exarch who has become a Phoenix Lord since the original Lhykhis took up the mantle many millennia ago on Terra. And now let's look at the most interesting part. Batarkan the Rift Spinner. Lhykhis' most dangerous weapon is the crackling power sword Valtar Khan, also known as Rift Spinner, so sharp that it can tear through the very fabric of reality and open micro rifts into the warp. Well, I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the background of the Eldar. Honestly, for me, it was a big surprise for me to find that the Warp Spiders finally had their Phoenix Lord, because I started with Rogue Trader when I was very young and then continued with 2nd edition and beyond, but then I had a break, and during that break Games Workshop brought us Lhykhis. So anyway, I hope to see you all soon. So, see you in the next Coffee and Vol.